James, great to see you. First of all, how are you coping with lockdown? Everything going okay?
Yeah, it's going good. So far, so good. Getting a little bored now. Now it's come to the fourth week now, sorry. Um, just finding little jobs to do around the house, really, to try and keep me busy. But uni works keep me pretty busy at the moment. Obviously, with the exams being cancelled due to not being allowed to go to the centre, they've given us more coursework to do at home. So that's kept me pretty busy. In the meantime, I'm not getting much done at the moment, but I'll have to get my head down soon.
Just remind us again what you're studying at university,
I'm doing quantity surveying.
and how's the studies going?
It's good. It's pretty tough, pretty heavy going. I've got used to it a little bit more now than when I first started. I haven't been to school for 10 years now, so it's a bit of a shock to go straight back into. It's a full time course that I'm actually doing while playing full time, which makes it that little bit harder. So when I'm tired on a night and I want to just have a little lie down, it's straight onto the computer to try and tick over with my work and get it done. But I suppose this is what I need to do to try and plan for the future, really. Now I'm getting a little bit older. I still think I've got a few more years left in me yet. But just trying to get things in place for when things do change.
Obviously, these are challenging times for everyone in the country, not just in rugby league. You've had some tough times during your career. You were at Bulls when they got them into financial trouble, obviously at Hull KR with the £1 million game and a year in the Championship. Have those experiences given you a bit of insight into how to deal with the pressures you're now facing?
I'm kind of used to this situation now, which is quite funny. My whole career has really been built on adversity, and I take adversity as a challenge now myself. I try and meet it head on and try and turn that negative into a positive in any way I can. When I was younger, started off with a few anterior cruciate injuries, and they were a year each, which was hard, but I didn't understand them properly at first because I was a young lad coming through, and administration, I never really kind of understood it all fully, but now things have evolved over the years and I've had a better understanding of what's going on and how much time I'm actually missing through these adversities or loss of jobs, loss of income. I've kind of got used to that and found other ways of dealing with it. I suppose it kind of gives you that a bit of gratitude for the things you've got as well at the same time. Whether it's a wage cut, whether it's being injured and being sat at home, you have to try and find things to kind of change your mindset and flick it around to try and put you in a better position when it comes to the end of it.
There's a lot of talk about the wage cuts across the game. Great to see that the whole club, the Rhinos, everyone's come together, understood the seriousness of the situation and stuck together. Staff, coaches, players, directors, everyone's come together.
Yeah, it's crazy times, but we're lucky that we're in a position where we've got such a good club as we have, and Leeds aren't a club, for taking advantage of anyone, and they're trying their best to look after us all as players. It's not an ideal situation for anyone, and everyone's circumstances are different. Whether you've got family, kids, or still live at home like myself, which is I've got it not too bad, but it is tough, and Leeds are doing what they can to try and do everything they can to keep our jobs in place and keep us ticking over in the meantime until we're actually able to get back to training and in full-time work, ready to play games again.
And the group, that you've been able to look after your mental well-being as well as a group as well, keeping socially in contact with each other, even though we're social distancing?
Yeah, I've been FaceTiming a few of the boys through the week. That's probably the biggest thing, is missing the crack and the boys and having a bit of team morale and stuff like that. When you're stuck in the house with your missus all the time, it's great, but you kind of miss that interaction with your mates, which is a bit different. But like I said, I'm trying to drop them a message and check people are still doing all right themselves, and have a bit of crack over either Zoom or FaceTime, which is good for the morale.
You've talked about your building for life after rugby with your qualification. Have you been speaking to lads about using this time to maybe just think about some things they wanted to educate themselves about or look at courses they could do post-lockdown?
Yeah, definitely. I always drop the question in to boys when they just sat around. It's easy to get sat on the PlayStation like I did for the first few weeks on Fortnite, and I'd lose 4 or 5 hours of my day just sat on that, and I thought to myself, I can't do this any longer. So I had to delete it because there's more productive things to be doing. And when I speak to the boys now and I say, what are you up to? And they says, well, what are you going to do when you finish rugby? Why don't you look at that? And it is a thing that I try and push among players, because a lot of players don't have anything behind them whatsoever. And that's when they do come into troubles when it comes to the end of the career with depression and mental health problems. I try and push it on the young lads as well, because I wish that I'd done something a lot more earlier, so that now it's getting to this part of my career, I can start enjoying every bit of it and have something ready for when I do need it, which hopefully I can continue to do the uni studies and get a job in the meantime, hopefully while I'm still playing, and the transition should be easy. And definitely try and encourage anyone out there that's playing rugby, professional rugby especially, to get something under the wing early on.
And what's been your tip? You mentioned they're deleting Fortnite. Have you picked up any other tips to get you through the days?
I do enjoy my cooking, to be fair. You might think it's funny, but Jamie Oliver's made a TV series about cooking while we're in isolation. I've been watching a bit of that, trying to make up a few dishes, as well as uni, trying to train still, keep ticking over. So generally, I've got a decent gym in my garage and try and get out on the local field and do a bit of running. And a few Netflix series, but try and be as productive as possible. You know, I try and get out of bed early, get a shower, and try and make it like a normal day, really, rather than just lazing about and feeling sorry for myself.
You're enjoying Tiger King then on Netflix, have you?
I tried to give it a watch, but I couldn't get into it after the first few series. So I'm actually listening to a podcast on it now, which is a bit of a different light on the situation. But yeah, definitely.
You can see it up in Cumbria, maybe a bit of a get the Tigers out.
Maybe after rugby, yeah.